Hi, this is Gary Goodwin, founder of the Armchair Dreamer, and welcome. This is a place for tips, tools, and techniques about visualizing, daydreaming, imagining, and dream exploring. Today I'm going to continue my series on children's books that include discussion of visualizing, imagining, and dream exploring. You can find the full set of the book reviews and more at armchairdreamer.com. Specifically, we're going to hear two titles, Harold and the Purple Crayon, and by another author, Journey. I put these two titles together because they have a common theme, and the theme is the agent or the object that can produce big change in a person's life. In Harold's life and in the life of a lonely girl. And that is, instead of a magic wand that we find in so many other stories, so many other tales, so many other productions, instead of a magic wand as being the transformative or the catalyst of so much change, it is a crayon. Both these books use a crayon as a magic wand. I think the authors have made something pretty cool and pretty important, this change from magical wand to crayon, because crayon is an artist tool. Artists have to use it. Artists have to draw upon knowledge and practice and creativity and action to produce magic. It's not a passive act. It's not exclusively out of the realm or out of the reach of the holder of the magic wand. A lot is with the individual. The reader of these books, or the person who hears somebody else read it, might pick up on these themes and may be inspired to know more about their own actions and the power of their own actions and their own creativity and going inward and so forth to produce a powerful magic in their own lives. Let's begin with the oldest book of the two. This one was written in 1955 by Crockett Johnson. After this one becomes a big hit for him, he goes on to write, I believe it's 4 more titles. And you can find these as individual books, or you can find them in collections about Harold and the Purple Crayon. In this book and the later ones, Harold's kept very busy. The pages are almost blank in these books, and it's up to Harold if he's going to go on an adventure. He not only has, he has the power of a magical crayon to make things happen, but so much rests on him to produce the adventure. He has to find the means to start the adventure, to get to the adventure, what's going to be within the adventure, and eventually how to get back home. And it's all coming from Harold alone with the magic crayon. The drawings are simple because Harold has to do all the drawing. I think that's what the author intended. The pages are mostly blank. Any text that's included describes what Harold's doing, adds a couple details about that, or describes what Harold's thinking. So these books are simple, to the point, and should appeal to young children. What appeals to me about the book, not only does it use a crayon as a magic wand, and not only does it cover the topic that Armchair Dreamer is about, but it allows me to emphasize again the difference between visualizing and imagining. A difference that a lot of people mix together, but I think it's important to know, because if we know it, we can put our best efforts and our time mastering one and then going on to master the second one. Harold has a good example here because he draws what he already knows. It's not a journey of discovery that Harold is on. It's a journey allowing Harold to be called upon to visualize, to follow through with an action, which is drawing, going into that drama, and then visualizing, drawing his way further into the drama or out. Clearly, it sticks with what he knows. It does not introduce elements that are outside of him, or you could say come up from his unconscious, or come up from some great mythology. It stays with Harold. It is what he knows and what he can do. That's a very good definition of visualization, how we use it, where it comes from, and what we do with it. In addition to the other features, like a young reader or someone who hears it, it also is gives them an idea for problem solving or having fun, visualizing for fun, visualizing for adventure, visualize maybe for learning, to look at things a little different or a little more from a different perspective. And I think it gives them an opportunity to press forward with their own creativity. So clearly I recommend this book. Now let's move on to the second book for today, which is Aaron Becker's Journey. This is a very beautiful book, stunning illustrations. Most of them spill across to 2 pages. The theme is about a lonely girl, she is not named, and how she finds friends, and how she finds adventure, and how she just finds more through the discovery, and perhaps it's always been in her house, and that is not of a purple crayon, but a red crayon. Both books begin in the same place. That is, the drawing with the magic wand of the crayon, the ability, the reason, the mechanism for moving out of their life into an adventure. I can call this visualization. She had to have an idea, an image of what was she going to be doing, and in this case it's drawing a door. She had to visualize that first to get it done. And I might point out in this page, as well as all the other pages, there is no text. You just have to read the story, figure out what's going on. There are no hints, no discussions, no reasons for why things are happening. That is left to the reader to figure out, to perceive. If this book had been about Harold, after he passed through the door, it would be a blank page, and then the very next move is up to him to happen here. But instead, we see here the lonely girl gets through the door, and it steps into a world much larger, much more complex than she is. She doesn't know the rules. She doesn't know how far the world extends, how tall the world extends. In fact, this is not a single image that Aaron Becker includes, but it's a 2-page spread. And you get a sense of she has just stepped into a complex and very large and very beautiful world, at least at this point. This is a great analogy, a great symbolic representation of what the unconscious is like for us. It's a big world. It is filled with magic. It is filled with color. It is also going to be filled with challenges, which we do see in the book. Now, a lot of it is laid out for us. We don't have the luxury of being able to draw all the elements out, so we're open for challenges and surprises and discoveries. But we can use imagining to go through a door that we visualize, and then allowing ourselves to be open to what the unconscious serves us. And imagining allows us to interact with that world, allows us to navigate it, allows us up to a point to make alterations to this given world, and it allows us to feel the magic of something that's beyond us. It's within our grasp, but it's also much outside of our grasp. In the story, Aaron Becker moves us quickly into a situation, several situations, but the one I'll discuss here, where the girl is faced with something that doesn't meet her ethics or her morals or her likes, and that is she notices that some soldiers have trapped a bird, and the bird is being kept in a cage, and the bird probably represents by the color and what it does, it probably represents creativity and freedom. The girl takes it upon herself to make changes in this world that she doesn't know very well and hasn't been in very long, and that is finding a way to get freedom for the bird of creativity and freedom. The real challenge comes in is when the lonely girl, in doing so, she's captured and she is held. Becker introduces something in his story that really captures a lot of the experiences that many people have with the unconscious when they start to get involved with it, when they turn a positive face towards it, when they show interest in their unconscious by recording dreams, by doing imagining, by doing visioning, and doing related sort of activities that involve the unconscious and sort of opens the door saying, I'm here, let's interact. The girl has released the bird of freedom and creativity, and the bird returns to help the girl in this story. I'll say no more about the story. I don't want to do any spoilers here, but it's about how the girl gets her freedom, and then what does she do with it afterwards. I recommend this book, Journey by Aaron Becker, to children, but also to adults, because beautiful books with some of the dynamics about getting into the unconscious, moving through it, and understanding the unconscious. And he has moved on and produced 2 more books, 2 additional beautiful magical books that also at their core are about the magic wand of the artist tool, the crayon, and about visioning and imagining. That's it for the book reviews today. We'll pick it up again at another time. To find videos and downloads and tips and tools and techniques, please go to armchaildreamer.com. This is Gary Goodwin, founder of the armchaildreamer.com. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you next time.